I didn't see myself living that life for much longer. What's up, perfectly blended family, and welcome back to another video. I'm Chantel.
And I'm Greg.
And guys, in this video, Greg and I are just going to give you guys an update with where we are with our lockdown living in Toronto, Ontario.
Yeah, we've been in lockdown since April 8th. Today is June 2nd, and it looks like it's going to be till June 14th.
Yes.
So 8 weeks already.
But before we get into this update, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so when we drop a new video,
you're alerted.
All right, let's get into it.
Okay, so sort of an overview of what this lockdown actually consists of right now. Basically, if you're going outside, you're going anywhere, it's for essential purposes only.
Right.
So groceries, healthcare, pharmacies, you can get your mail and deliveries, alcohol, and cannabis. Those are the essentials.
Yeah.
Non-essential retail is available, but for delivery or curbside pickup only. So you order, you pay online, and then you can go and pick it up.
Right.
But you can't actually do any in-store shopping.
Right.
Anything recreational, pools, that kind of stuff would all be closed. Amaya was to start basketball. Basketball's closed, gymnastics closed, gym's closed, cinemas, all that kind of stuff, right? It's just finally starting to get nice outside.
Yeah, so it's hard for the government to contain people inside their house because we're on a stay-at-home order. But I've gone out.
Lifted today.
It was lifted today, but before that, the weather's getting nice. You're seeing people outside. There are people in groups. Like, it's hard to contain them in their house. And if you're caught by the bylaw, apparently you're fined.
So yeah, you're allowed to be outside for essential purposes, and exercise is included in that. But they don't want people just hanging out at parks.
Right.
So if you're in a group at a park, you could face a fine.
Yeah.
Now, you're allowed in those groups as of today, as long as it's members of your household.
Yeah.
And maximum 5, something like that. Anyways, how has this been affecting us so far? I think the most significant part is the schooling. So schools are closed. And schools have been closed since it was actually the week following Easter. The week following Easter was their deferred March break. So instead of having March break in March,
they had April break.
They had it in April, and that was the week following Easter, and then they never went back.
Right.
Started virtual learning again. So we've got children 9, 5, and 3, and they're all going to be 10, 6, and 4 within the next 3 months.
Yes.
Our oldest, Amaya, being in 4th grade, she has a different schedule than our middle child, Jasmine, who's in senior kindergarten.
Yeah.
It's been our job to keep them on task and keep them staying focused and being
motivated to get their work done. And that has been a challenge on its own.
Yeah. Jasmine likes it more. Amaya appreciates the socializing, and I think that's a big difference in their age there.
Yeah.
Where Jasmine likes doing her own thing, Amaya prefers the group, likes being around her friends.
Yeah.
So if you ask Jasmine, she's like, I love the homeschool.
Right. But if you guys haven't seen the episode that our 5-year-old doesn't want to go to school, where Jasmine had a really rough transition going to school last September.
Yeah. Because
the first lockdown happened in March 2020. She was removed from school and daycare, and she stayed home with us from March till September. So when it was time to go back to school, Jasmine didn't have an easy time. So you can check out that video.
It's what she's known so far and got comfortable with is the homeschool and the things we get to do when we're all home.
Right.
You can see our quarantine life, and that's half of our videos. That's why we are where we are now. We'll get to more of that in a bit. You'll find, especially with Amaya, she would just be easily distracted and just not want to do it. She kind of checked out. And so we've been lucky enough to have the support of Chantel's mom and
Mimi's helping.
Amaya's father. So it's taken the whole family, but we're really working together to help her get that education, stay on track.
Motivated.
So whoever, in class, you get the support of the people around you. You get the teacher coming to you, but when you're trying to communicate virtually, it's just not the same.
It's not the same. And you guys have to remember that although we're in a lockdown, we still have to work. Like, YouTube is our business. Not only YouTube, but we have a side project that we're working on. And if it wasn't for lockdown measures, the kids would be at school and we'd be working.
Yeah.
But now they're home and we have to work and monitor and, supervise them, which is a beast in itself. It's very challenging. And my mom had all three of them one time just to give us some rest so we can get some work done. And she's like, honestly, Chantal, I don't know how some parents that are still working full time or even part time are able to manage having little ones at home, because my mom couldn't get anything done. She's trying to make lunch. One kid's over here. This one's getting up from the table and not listening to the teacher's instructions. This one's getting fidgety. She's like, you really have to be present to keep them on task. And that gets hard for us. It's challenging for us because we have to do that and do our work. And then in between, prepare lunch, do dinner, clean, motivate, redirect, plus times. So it's definitely different and difficult for us at the same time, trying to manage homeschooling the kids and working and trying to advance our careers.
Being in lockdown and having to provide them with the supplies they need. So this is one of those things where in class, teachers just give handouts and they do their classwork. In this situation, we just get emails, print this off, print this
now
off,
it's
print
on
this off,
us.
print this off.
Yeah. And it's
They'll need this
multiple
for tomorrow
times,
morning.
sometimes a day, because you have the two kids in school. It's like, oh, I need to print this, I need to print that. And it's like, we don't have an industrial printer like the school has to be printing all these sheets. We'll be out of, like, you print 3 things and the printer is saying out of ink.
And it's not essential, so you can't just run out and grab one.
That's
you have to go through the whole
problem.
process. You got to order this and go pick it up, or order and have delivered. And if you're ordering things through, say, Amazon, the prices are all marked up to what they would normally be just running into the store quick. So it's just, it makes a little more of a hassle. But we're lucky. We've stocked up on items over the past. We have like a whole bin of school supplies, arts and crafts, and we've been able
utilizing
to dig into that.
Yes. Thank goodness. So with juggling all of that, we still prioritize our health and want to make time to work out, right? And also have the kids work out. So we already said that Amaya was supposed to start basketball. She wasn't able to. We did a whole video on surprising her. You guys can check that out. So now Amaya's kind of stagnant. Jasmine, lucky enough for her, she's still in gymnastics. She's actually doing gymnastics via Zoom. So she's still participating in physical activity 3 times a week. But then there's us. And in order to fit it in, thank goodness we have a home gym. But one person works out, the other person watches and monitors whoever we have. Most times, Mom has Amaya and Danny. She watches both. So then we really just have Jasmine to deal with. And Jasmine's pretty self-sufficient, but you still have to kind of oversee what she's doing to ensure she's staying on task, because she has her days where she's just so fidgety, she's not paying attention, she's up, she's wandering, she wants to go on the iPad, and you just kind of have to motivate her a bit to, hey, just make it through the day, you're almost there, another hour and you'll be done.
We made it a priority that once these gyms kept closing down, like, this has been our life. It's a really important aspect. So we work out regularly 5 days a week. You close the gym and you take away a whole physical activity. Everything that you're used to is gone. You can't do that anymore. You have to find a new way. So we tried different ways through the lockdowns. Once you're at home, I still got to exercise, I still got to stay physical. So we make do with what we have. And we realized after going into the December lockdown, is it the second one?
Yeah.
Like, you know what, we're just going to invest in ourselves. What we're paying, I get a free gym membership, and I get one for her also. And on top of that, because we couldn't get into the gym because of all the restrictions to get our own workouts in, we were paying for a private gym membership also. When you think of the money that we're putting out, you know what, we could just take that money, invest in a home gym. I wasn't driving my car anymore because everything's locked down all the time. Got rid of the car, clean out the garage, and put in the home gym. And that was totally worth it. So that's one of the things I'm like super grateful for, because now instead of having to travel anywhere to get your exercise in, it's just walking through a door and it's right there. So you can, after the kids are done school, hop into the gym, and then for me to get my workouts in, it's usually after the kids are in bed. We've got everything calm, settled tonight, the house is quiet, I'm gonna squeeze my workout in.
I'm lucky enough I get mine done during the day.
But we've been able to set our own schedule, and that's the biggest thing. So many pros have come out of this. so there can't be any complaints because we are setting our own schedule. We eat when we want to eat. We do our work when we want to do our work, slightly around the kids' school schedule.
Yes.
We exercise when we want to exercise.
Yeah.
We get things done on our own schedule.
Yeah, that's a blessing.
If you look back at that 2020 recap and you can see what we were doing before the lockdown started and then how things have changed since we've been going through the lockdown.
Right, that's an interesting video, guys. If you haven't seen it, I recommend you check it out. It's pretty much our life before this, and it was very different.
We didn't realize how stressful it was until we started living like this and were able to reflect.
Yes.
And so now we've spent more time with the family than we've ever got to spend.
Yes, and that's why I find that Jasmine is having a transitional issue.
It's Trent, yeah. She loves being with the family.
Yeah, she's such a homebody. Amaya was having it too, right? But it was the yo-yo effect. She was in, out, in, out. At the time of the second lockdown, she didn't want to go back to school. She had a full breakdown. She was scared. She's like, I don't want to get COVID. I want to stay with you.
Yeah,
yeah, check out that video, guys, if you haven't seen it. Like, our kids, honestly, mentally are exhausted. They can't take it anymore. And we're trying really hard to keep them busy and motivated during this hard time. It's not easy for us every day. It's just not easy. Because sometimes they sit, they reflect, and they want to be with friends. It is what it is. They want birthday parties. They want to return to some world of normalism.
For my 10th birthday party, we're going to do a sleepover. Like, unfortunately,
we can't.
It's not going to happen. It would have to be very, unfortunately, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Her birthday is June 12th.
Yeah.
We're in lockdown till June 14th. And even after that, it's restrictions on indoor gatherings and
things like that. And not many people are going to be comfortable anyways.
I think most parents are still very
careful about that. Yeah. I don't blame them at all.
But ultimately, it's allowing us to
put our focus in a good place, like in a different direction where we're growing together.
It's allowing us to pursue our own goals.
Yes, it is. And if it wasn't for lockdown and COVID and this whole pandemic situation here, we would still be working, doing what we were doing before.
Yeah, we've been able to progress so much faster, doing the things we want to do and setting up ultimately our own career paths.
Yes.
Right? Our entrepreneurship, so that we don't have to have those jobs anymore.
Right.
Lockdown has helped fast track that.
It has. And before all this, we would talk about getting time to do side projects, but we couldn't, because when would we take time off work? There was no time off work. You have to book vacation, take a sick day. You know,
That's the only way. Like, you literally have to take a sick day.
It was very different, and you only have like 2 sick days in a year. Like, it wasn't working. I didn't see myself living that life for much longer. I was always at work and miserable. I'm like, when, give me a sign, Lord Jesus, give me a sign. When can I quit? When is something gonna change? And then the pandemic happened, and I didn't plan it. It just kind of happened for us, and we're truly blessed. Like, you know what?
Take advantage of the opportunity.
Take advantage
and just go with it.
Give thanks.
And I don't think enough people have been doing that. There's been a lot of complaining about trying to get back to the normal. Like, man, there's so much opportunity here. You don't have to have what you consider normal. You can make it a lot better.
Yeah.
And that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, so really, we strongly believe in living life for a living and doing what you want to do, create your life. Like, what's success to you? And success to us is happiness and being able to do what we want to do that makes us truly happy.
Have fun. We've had more fun in the past year than we've
ever had.
When was the last time you've been able to have that much fun that consistently? And you just look at the videos.
Right.
We never would have had that. The routine was so strict before.
It was.
And most people are stuck in that and don't realize that 9-to-5 job, kids at school, dinner, sleep, errands on the weekend, back to it, and all so you can get that 1 week vacation.
It's not worth it to me.
No, man.
You know, I love this life so much more than I loved my previous life.
So yeah, I want more of this.
I want more of this too. All right, guys. We understand that some of you guys are coming out of lockdown. You're not wearing any mask anymore where you're from. That's amazing. We're hoping soon enough we will reach that stage as well, because we want to travel and not have to come back and self-isolate 2 weeks from family and friends. Oh my gosh. One day at a time, right?
Yeah, there's so much I want to see, so much I want to experience, and we're just working towards that. It'll
Yes,
come.
it will come.
Guys, let us know what it's like where you're from. Drop a comment down below. Let us know your experience, if you're in lockdown, out of lockdown, how it's impacted your lives, if anything's changed, or if you're back to normal.
Yeah, that'll be really interesting to know. And don't forget to let us know where you're from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your country, your state, your city.
And what's it like?
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. But before we leave out today, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell because we don't want you to miss a thing. All right, guys. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.